Hey y'all, it's your friend D, and in today's video I have a thrift haul for you, and we're going to talk about thrift store prices. In my previous video I talked about the increase in prices at the Dollar Tree, but now the thrift store is even trying to get deep in our pockets. Before we start talking about the increase in prices and how to save money when thrifting, let's take a look at some of the items that I found. The first item is this craft organizer, and I was able to find 3 of these at a recent trip to the thrift store. I paid 99 cents for each one of them, and if you were to purchase this at Hobby Lobby, I think the regular price is $2.99. So 99 cents each is a really good deal. Because these have multiple compartments, they're perfect for storing different miniatures. I used them to store and organize my Barbie shoes, my miniature food. This one I store all of my desserts, and to store miniature makeup and hygiene items. And you can even store your craft items in these. And if you're a person that likes for all of your storage bins to match, don't worry. I find these all the time and they're all pretty much the same. So here are some that I found over, I think, the last 3 years. The one on top is the recent find, and I found 3 of these and they all look the same. The 2 in the middle you can see are a little bit different, but not much. I think these are just older and the plastic has started to yellow, but when they're on my shelf, I don't mind that much. The one on the bottom is the oldest one. I found this one, I want to say 3 years ago, and you can see it's pretty much the same as the one on the top. So even though I found these at different times, they stack perfectly together, and the color does not bother me as much because when they're on the shelves, I don't notice that these are a little bit more yellowed. And if I was to buy these brand new at Hobby Lobby at $2.99 each, I would pay $12 for 4 of these, when I can find these at my local thrift store for 99 cents or cheaper. Another storage container I recently found is this pink one, and I think it was meant for pencils or maybe art brushes, but I'm going to use it as a travel case for my Barbie dolls. So it's tall enough for a Barbie and a Ken. I just wanted to show you that 2 dolls can fit inside of it. I did find 2 of these pink cases, and to make sure my dolls don't get damaged, I think I'll just put 1 doll per case, and that way I can put their accessories in with them. And I might add some extra fabric or some tissue paper to just help protect the doll. The pink cases were priced at $1.99, but I only paid 99 cents. And that brings us to the first tip that I have when thrifting. So tip number 1 is always check if they're running a special sale. All of the thrift stores in my area do a color of the week or color of the day, meaning depending on what week or day you go in, they might have a certain color tag that's 50% off. Sometimes you go in and they're running a sale where it's 20 to 30% off your entire purchase. All of the Goodwills in my area do a color of the week that is 50% off, and they have a dollar day, and they pick one color and all of the tags that are that color are $1. Now, some of the other thrift stores in my area that are privately owned, they don't always advertise their sales. So whenever I go in, I always ask an employee if they're having a special sale on certain tags. My second tip is, if you think a price of an item is too high in a thrift store, use the Google app to take a picture of it, and it will find any website that is selling that item, and you can get an idea of the price of it. I've even found thrift store items still being sold on Amazon and at Walmart, and it was cheaper for me to just order it from Amazon than to pay the price that the thrift store wanted. And my third tip for saving at the thrift store is the time that you go thrifting. So when I say time, most of you would think of the time of day. We all know the early bird gets the worm. The sooner you get to the store, the better chances you have of getting a good deal. But most of us work during the day and we can't always get to the store that early. But I'm thinking of the time of the year. In my area, the stores are always packed with donations in the fall and winter. And most people would think it would be the spring because of spring decluttering, but a lot of people do declutter in the fall and winter. I think it's because they're getting ready for the holiday season and all of the new items that they might get for Christmas. And of course, after Christmas, parents are getting rid of their kids' old toys. So those are all going to the thrift stores in January and February. Your area might be different than mine. It may get more donations in the spring, but the next time you're in your thrift store, just ask an employee, what time of the year do they get the most donations? Getting back to the haul, the next item is this pink couch, and it has a slip cover on it. On the bottom it says IKEA, and as soon as I saw that, I remembered this set from a My Froggy Stuff video years ago, and I think she bought the entire set. But this one is in really good condition. There's not any tears. I think there's a little stain right there that I can probably get out. But overall, the couch is in really good shape. And to remove the cover, you just have to undo the Velcro and the cover comes off. The inside of the cover is pretty good. I'm going to put this in the wash because I don't want to put it on my dolls. I think it has a layer of dust on it. So I'm going to give this a good wash before I use it in any of my doll houses. Here's the plastic couch without the cover, and I did give it a good wipe down with some disinfectant wipes. And I'll probably go back over it with some soap and water just to be sure, but I wanted to clean it really quick. And here's the tag. And I got the tag kind of wet, but you can see it was $1.99. But on this day that I went, green tags were half off, so I only paid 99 cents for this couch. The couch does sit a little bit lower than I would like, but it can still work with a 1/6 scale doll like a Barbie. But for a Ken, I think it's a little too low, but you can always DIY the legs and add something to it to raise it up a little bit. The next item I found was the Barbie Fashionista Teresa Ultimate Wardrobe Boho Chic Doll. I have no idea why they gave it such a long name. Even though it's obvious that this box has been opened and the doll played with, she does seem to have all of her accessories. At my local Goodwill, this doll was priced at $5.99, but green tags were 50% off, so I only paid $2.99. There is an app that used to work with this doll, and I don't think the app is available any longer. And I thought the ring was missing, but I found the ring in a hanger stuck to the top of the box. When I was searching for information about this doll's release date, some websites said 2009, others said 2012, but on the box it shows 2011. So I'm thinking this one was maybe produced in 2011 and released in 2012. Here's the doll out of the box, and you can tell she's been through some problems in life. It's definitely showing in her hair. I don't want to touch her hair too much because it feels a little oily, so I'll definitely have to give it a good wash. Teresa? What happened to you? I don't want to talk about it, okay? Well, can I at least get you some shampoo? Okay, maybe not. All of the early release Fashionistas dolls did come with articulation. These were before the made-to-move Barbies, and they had articulation at the head. They could swivel back and forth, up and down, and her hair is so oily. Yuck. She has movement at the shoulders. She can go up and down and front to back, and she can bend at the elbow and the wrist, and her wrist swivels. She doesn't have any articulation at the waist, but her knee can bend and her hip can go in and out a little bit and back and forth. And there's not any articulation at the ankle. Like I said earlier, I think she has all of her accessories. She's wearing the pink necklace with a bow on the side, a pink dress with a lace overlay, and there is some blue ribbon for straps and at the underbust. The dress does Velcro in the back, and it's Velcroed a little weird. And the lace does not continue on the back. She has a pink bracelet, a pink ring that is not removable, and she's wearing pink heels with a dark pink bow. In the box are 2 gray clothing hangers. Here's the ring that is supposed to work with the app, but I don't think the app is available anymore. But it looks like a cluster of flowers. There's a blue headband with a pink heart. And I'm not sure if this heart is removable. There's a pink necklace with 3 flowers. a purple bracelet, a brown belt, and I guess these are back in style because I've seen these types of belts in stores recently. And from the pictures on the box, I figured out that this is a headband. So it's a taupe color with a pink flower. I wanted to see if the headband will fit a newer doll's head. And this is Sharon. She's on a made to move body. And I think her head is a little too big for this. I was barely able to get it on this much. There's a brown and pink purse. And they didn't paint the back side. There is a small opening so you can put some items inside of it. And there's a pair of brown boots. And this is one of the things that sold me on purchasing this doll. I thought these boots were really nice. They have a slouchy look to them, but these just look so nice. All the detail on the top of them. You can see the stitching. Here's what they look like from the back. And I'm happy to find out that the boots do fit my made to move Barbie. And so do the pink shoes. We get a halter top that is pink and white, and it has lace around the neck, and there is some glitter in the lace, which I really don't like. And the shirt is pretty long, and it velcros here at the top and at the bottom. You get a pink skirt, and I think this is called a bubble skirt. I'm not sure, but it's 2 layers of fabric. There's a shiny pink fabric underneath, and then this tulle layer on top with glitter, and I think those are little pink parts. And then it's gathered at the bottom. And the skirt velcros in the back. And these clothes fit a made to move doll pretty well. I'm just not that excited about all the glitter. And we have another dress. It's blue with clouds, rainbows, and hearts. Has pink ribbon for straps. And there is a ruffle right here. It's made out of blue tulle, and it has a pink stitching on the edge. The back is just a solid pink. I wish the pattern continued all the way around, and it velcros. The next item was behind that special counter at Goodwill that has all the expensive stuff, and you have to ask for assistance. So when the employee brought it to me, I was expecting it to be a similar price to what I find in stores. I was shocked when I looked at the tag, guys. I found the pink Barbie Chevrolet that was released with the Barbie movie in 2023. This has been on my wish list for a while, and I refuse to pay regular price in stores. I knew I would eventually find it, but I didn't know I would find it for this price. I was so shocked to see $6.99, but that wasn't the end of my shock. It was a blue tag. On this particular day, blue tags were $1. The car is in really good condition. I've already cleaned it up. There's just one little spot here on the tire that I can't get off, but I'm not worried about that. Everything else is really nice. Even the interior is nice, and it has the windshield. A lot of times on these cars, when you find them in thrift stores, the windshield is missing. There is a little bend in the windshield here, but I'm not too worried about that part. I might be able to bend that back in shape. The front of the car is in good condition. I don't see any scratches. There's not any stickers missing. And the back of the car seems to be in good shape, and both sides of the car are in good shape. And the trunk does open. And to make this find even better, it came with the remote, and the car and the remote do work. You're just gonna have to trust me that the car does work. I was playing with it a lot today, and the batteries are low. I was driving it all over my kitchen. I was probably getting on my husband's nerves, but I was so excited about this find. But the light you can see is coming on, but the batteries are running low, so I need to replace those. This car will probably be my top thrift store find of the year. I don't think it's possible for me to top finding this for $1. So my friends, if you have any thrifting tips to add to my short list, please leave it in the comments below. And if you have any questions about anything in this video, leave those in the comments below as well, and I will try my best to answer your questions. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I'll see you next time, my friends. Bye-bye.